all wonderful and romantic gestures. She laughed with Sean when laughter had been elusive for years. She'd had happy times before, but she'd never truly felt happiness deep down inside. Until now. It certainly wasn't only because of the exquisite engagement ring on her finger, or the 3 lazy days at the beach house in San Diego, or the birth of her beautiful, perfect nephew. She, Lucy Kincaid, finally accepted and liked who she was. For years she'd thought that she was irrevocably damaged, that the horrific kidnapping and rape that had destroyed her at 18 would haunt her for the rest of her life. She wanted desperately to be normal. She wanted to be like everyone else. And she recognized that while she would never forget what happened, and while it had in fact changed her life, the cruel acts didn't define her. Accepting that part of her past and who she had become washed away the lingering doubts and numbing pain. She wasn't normal, and that was okay. Accepting her differences, accepting that it was okay not to be like everyone else, had been difficult. Even Sean's love couldn't get her out of the rut of believing she didn't deserve love and affection. She realized this last weekend that only she held herself back. Only she lived with one foot in the past, fearing it would come back and destroy her. Now her past no longer taunted her. For the first time in years, she'd had a full week of restful sleep. Maybe the nightmares would come back, but she'd deal with them rather than ignore them. Because the nightmares showed her problems that needed fixing rather than flaws that were permanent. Look who just floated in. Kenzie Malone leaned back in her chair. What? Lucy said, momentarily confused. Oh, I'm late. Sorry. We flew back this morning and Sean dropped me off. We didn't even go home first. You're like 30 minutes late. Juan isn't even in yet. Kenzie rolled her chair over to Lucy's cubicle and grinned, her eyes sparkling. Tell me everything. Kenzie's nickname was the Energizer Bunny. She never stopped. Once a month, she trained with the National Guard. She'd served 6 years in the Army before going to college. Lucy hadn't yet worked any cases with Kenzie, but they'd become friends. Maybe because the only other female agent on their squad was just a few years from retirement and didn't socialize with anyone. It was fun, Lucy said, relaxing. I needed it. And holy shit, that's a ring! Kenzie grabbed Lucy's hand. A ring? You're getting married! Lucy blushed. Now I know why your feet aren't on the ground. Is it that obvious? First, you're late. You're never late, Kincaid. And you were smiling. Honestly, you don't smile enough. Kenzie leaned over and hugged her. I'm so happy for you. You and Sean are made for each other. Lucy smiled. He's pretty great. When are you going to introduce me to his brother? Kane? Lucy laughed. Oh, Kenzie, Kane is nothing like Sean. That wasn't completely true. Kane and Sean were 2 sides of the same coin, but Kane was dark and Sean was light. Lucy had become worried about Kane, especially his obsession with Tobias, the elusive gun runner he'd been hunting for nearly 3 months. But Sean told her Kane was fine, that Kane was just being Kane. Lucy wasn't as confident, but she didn't know Kane as well as Sean did. I might not need an introduction. Kenzie winked and leaned in. I met a guy a couple of months ago. And you didn't tell me? I didn't want to say anything until we had at least 3 dates. You know how it is.